Hi guys, your girl Kelly here. If you like this black smoky eyeshadow look and want to know how I achieved this look, stay tuned to learn about more. So first I'm going to start off with a spoolie brush and brush my eyebrows upwards. I like to brush my eyebrows before I apply the dip brow on them. Now I'm going to apply the dip brow. I believe I'm using the color black. I normally go with medium brown, but I wanted to go with something darker this time. First, I like to outline the eyebrow and then color it in from the tail to the front. So that there's not too much product in the front of the brow and most of it's on the tail. If you get it out of the outline, it doesn't matter because you can always clean it up with a wipe. Now I grab the wipe and clean up the mess. Now that that's done, I'm gonna add some primer. It's very sparkly and shiny. I just apply 2 pumps in my hand and I put it around my face. I try not to use so much primer because the more primer you use, it will make your foundation look cakey. And if your foundation looks cakey, it will show crease and lines. I like how this primer makes your face look really shiny. It makes the foundation glow. And if you want to know where I got this primer from, I got it from Shoppers Drug Mart. So now that I'm done with the primer, I'm going to put on some foundation. I normally use 2 to 3 pumps of the foundation. I try not to use too much because, again, your foundation will look cakey if there is too much product. So I try to space it out and not use so much of it.
When I arrived on scene, it appeared at first sight that there was only a single gunshot into the face. I quite frankly thought that he had a suicide on their hands. It was apparent to me that nobody had gone in or out through that window. If they had, there would have been some signs of significant bleeding.
As the investigation continues, the widow Hernandez heads back home. And the trigger man, Edgar Garcia, realizes he's made a deal with the devil.
I don't think he really understood or comprehended what he had involved himself in. He thought, in his own mind, that he was only doing what he had to do to protect his rights as a father to his unborn child.
Laura actually reaches really deep and becomes sort of like a mother to him, consoling him, providing him with love and support. But it's all part of her plan because she needs to make sure that everybody is in line and that nobody is going to tell the cops. And how can she do this? By making herself in some way indispensable to the people who are more accountable for the murder.
Laura's doing her part. Edgar's done his. And now it's Eric's turn. The overachiever just can't wait.
The evening of the murder, just after midnight, Eric began calling life insurance companies, trying to make a claim on Alberto Macias' death benefits. Astonishingly, Eric knew the companies that held the life insurance policies and knew their exact dollar amounts. What 19-year-old son knows business about your mom and dad like that? I didn't.
Eric's eagerness raises a red flag at the insurance company. And then the police find a crucial piece of evidence that changes everything.
It wasn't until the next day during the autopsy that the second gunshot wound was revealed because of the blood and the condition of his face out on the scene.
Initially, detectives thought that this may have been...
Now I'm going to apply some concealer. I know I don't need it, but I just like to use it. And I do like to highlight my face a lot.
He had enough money to eat, yet the life insurance premiums were paid religiously.
My skin is really glowing this morning. I love the way it looks. It's flawless.
Edgar's a dad. Laura, a grandmother. And the whole family is miserable.
They thought that after Alberto Macias was killed, the money would magically appear and life would be good for him.
The insurance money they counted on hasn't come. Laura has lost her dream home, forcing the family to downsize. At least Alberto's managed to find his...
It looks good. I love it. This foundation
Black powder dust. It was there.
makes my skin look flawless, I gotta say.
They didn't want Alberto to come out of the insurance.
Too flawless, I should say. Now that I did the concealer, I am going to apply some face powder to dry the foundation. Now I'm really starting to look white as fuck. Now my foundation is nice and dry. So now I'm going to go with a nude to light brown eyeshadow for the base. I like to apply the eyeshadow right under my brow. This way it saves time instead of putting it on the whole eyelid. And I just work my way down my eyelid with the other shades. And I feel like this way it saves more time instead of having to do the whole eyelid with all these shades. I like to contour my nose a little more just so that it looks snatched. And back with the base color, I just keep applying it to the tone I'm satisfied with.
Tina has no idea. Her plan is about to go horribly wrong. Tina Young walks back out to the car. Larry Tooley goes into the home. Tina Young sat out in the car as Boogie shook down his way up to the house. Larry takes a hands-on approach, ripping through the Zelensky.
I really love doing eyeshadow. It's probably my most favorite part of doing my makeup. Now, just to get the base a little darker, but not too dark. Starting to get it to the tone that I wanted it at.
Tooley is cut off from any empathy. Other lives have no value. He saw Casey as an obstacle to his freedom. He knew he'd be identified and he had to eliminate that risk.
I really love blending in the eyeshadow very well so that it doesn't look like it's just been wiped on, I guess you would say. So the more you blend, the better it will look. So yes, you got to do a lot of blending if you want the eyeshadow to look perfect. More blending, the better.
That time, he had shot him in the mouth, 38 hollow point.
Sorry, my camera keeps moving. It's face tracking.
There was still a certain sense of her that wanted to help, but Tina has really come to a different place in her life to ignore the boy that she loved and had a relationship with. As he's dying, her not stepping in at all.
She says, "Is he dead?" And he says he is now. Cold as ice. Cold-blooded killer.
The final shot was an execution. This last shot was Larry Tooley's way of making sure Tina knew that Larry was in charge.
Tina and Larry are bonded in blood.
Now we're in this together. I'm not going to do this alone, and you're going to help me whether you like it or not.
Their big score falls way short. The killers flee with just a few $100s and some of Shirley's jewelry. A few houses down, Tommy finds safety at a neighbor's. Minutes later, the Zelensky's house is surrounded. After entering the house and inspecting the crime scene,
Now I'm starting to get satisfied with the tone. I'm going to be moving on to the next shade,
Those words that I'll never forget.
which is a darker brown to reddish brown. And I put it below the base color, and I just work my way down the eyelid. I do not cover the whole eyelid with the shade because I will be using a darker shade underneath this tone.
including an eyewitness.
Tommy Zelensky told us when he looked out the window that he personally saw Tina Young, and that it was her vehicle.
One thing police don't know is Tina a hostage or a killer. In the early hours of this investigation,
So yes, a lot of blending.
Why the connection is,
You just got to keep blending and blend it.
as police search for answers,
I'd say blending is probably my favorite part. I don't mind doing a lot of blending. I just learned how to do it consistently. I feel the more you do it, the longer it'll turn out better.
while they wait for their ride out of town, Larry hits up his brother for a place to lay low. Larry takes this opportunity to bask in some
I keep applying the eyeshadow until it's darker than the base that is on top of the eyelid, until I am satisfied with the tone.
He told that he just put 3 hollow points into a person. The murder makes Larry feel like the badass he always pictured himself to be, even though he's gunned down a defenseless kid. When their ride out of town finally shows up, they keep it cool.
I knew I had to drive him to Jersey. I didn't know that they just shot a kid.
With the killers heading out of town, the cops struggle to catch up. We got to get these 2 individuals off the street because we believe they're desperate for money, they're desperate for drugs.
I'm starting to love the way it's turning out. See what a lot of blending can do and how it makes your eyeshadow look. It looks almost like it's been airbrushed. You just got to keep blending. Use swiping emotion and circulation emotion. And you can apply any pressure you want. The tone is starting to set in. So I just apply more of the eyeshadow and I just keep blending it until it looks flawless. So yes, once again, a lot of blending.
With the money stolen from the Zelenskys, Larry goes to score some heroin. Tina's dying for a fix. Sobriety just isn't cutting her. She started to cry. She said, I just miss my family.
It's okay, just
Becky, their driver, doesn't know what went down back.
Now it's starting to look how I want it to. Just gotta blend it a little bit more. The tone is getting darker, but I do not want it to be too dark.
Larry's dark side erupts.
he's like, oh, no, I'm not going back up there. I'm like, why? Why? And that's what he said. I put 3 hollow points in him.
Shocked by the news, Becky heads back home alone.
I didn't get high till I got home. I didn't even do even one bag. When I found out that little kid was killed. I can't believe I drove these out.
So now I am going with black eyeshadow.
He told me I could.
You have to be really brave to use black eyeshadow because you can get fallout. That's why you tap it before you apply it. And you blend it at the bottom of the eyelid in the out corner of the eye. Only on the out corner and the bottom of the eyelid. And you gotta blend it in that spot until the eyeshadow seems like it's running out. And once it looks like it is, you want to move a little upwards of the eyelid to spread it out so that it gives it that smoky effect. So do not apply the eyeshadow above the eyelid. It has to be right on the eyelid. And then once it looks well blended, move your way up a little and slowly to spread the eyeshadow. And there you got your smoky eye look. And you only need to apply the black eyeshadow once or twice, no more than that, because it will be too black and it won't look smoky. So you're only applying it once or twice on your bottom out corner eyelid. You do not want to use too much of this product.
3 months later, she gives birth to her fourth child. Even more excruciating for this one-time supermom is that she'll never get to know her baby.
I like the way it's turning out. I just got to keep blending it. I am not applying any more black eyeshadow. I'm only blending it. So of course with dark eyeshadows you gotta blend a lot more than the lighter shades.
He says, I will endure anything for you, and I'm your superhero. I think he's
Now it's starting to get that smoky eye effect.
We're in this together. Don't forget that. Don't forget who I am to you.
I love the way it's turning out. It's looking pretty good.
He loves you. She feels committed to him, but she also knows that Casey Zielinski was the boy that she took care of. She had a memory.
So now I am highlighting the eyebrow, under the eyebrow. I highlight it with a white color.
Larry's ploy could work. The police have his gun, but they don't know who pulled the trigger. Casey's blood was found on both of them.
I think the struggle for Tina now is, do I take the bullet for Larry, or do I save myself?
Tina can stay silent, or she can help execute her lover.
When we think about people who take the bullet for those that they love, it's a very instinctual thing that's in the moment. But they've been in prison for a little while, and she's really started to think about this a little bit more. And ultimately, she loves herself more than she loves Larry. And she's not going to take the bullet for him in the end.
She realizes that Larry Tooley is not what he pretended to be, a lover and cared about her. Larry Tooley is for Larry Tooley. Tina Young makes a deal with prosecutors. She'll plead guilty to third-degree murder. She'll testify against Larry Tooley.
You shot him. Mr. Tooley shot Casey Zielinski. I'm sorry, Mrs. Young. Did you say that so that the jury can hear you? Mr. Tooley shot Casey in the head.
I think when Tina finally...
For this part, I like to go with a white eyeliner
also is taking
and highlight
for what's actually happening.
where I put the white eyeshadow to make it pop out more.
She was very much Casey's dad. I violated this trust this family. He loved me. I love dad. Larry Tooley has to be in place. She wanted Larry Tooley to.
I love using white eyeliner because it makes it pop up more and it looks more highlighted in the photos.
The last shot that was fired, in our estimation, was essentially an execution.
I wish Casey was killed on the first bullet. He probably only suffered 15 minutes, but 15 minutes for a mother is 15 hours. I was actually relatively composed. The only thing I ever yelled out, Larry Tooley was scum. He was lower than a snake.
It's looking pretty good. I did a good job. All thanks to doing a lot of blending. Blending is the key to have flawless eyeshadow.
All kinds of peaks and valleys.
So now I'm gonna apply white eyeshadow in the inner corner eye to make it pop. You can use any other color like gold or silver. For this type of eyeshadow look, I like to use a lighter color in the inner corner of the eye to make you look more awake. Fresh face, I should say.
And now they're in the right place together. The wicked attraction between Tina Young and Larry Tooley was born of Tina Young's desperation. She needed a groom, and Larry Tooley thought he was the man that could meet that need. His narcissism took over and filled in the space of Tina's psyche.
By the way,
This way, she could join him.
for the last step of applying the eyeshadow in the inner corner eye, I like to use my finger. I learned that brushes don't really get the color on there that much. It's more pigmented when it's on your finger because it transfers from your finger right onto your eyelid instead of having to keep applying more with a brush. So I like to use my finger for the inner corner eye. You can also go with sparkles or any light color in the inner corner of the eye.
They're natural-born killers, desperate for cash, welded together in a sex-crazed, drug-charged, wicked attraction. Portland, Oregon, 2003. Farmers near this Pacific Northwest city are known for their organic fruits and vegetables. But some locals are busy cultivating a different kind of product. And 31-year-old Lisa Jo Chamberlain is one of the best producers around.
So now I am baking my face and I let it sit for a few minutes, 5 minutes a max, 2 minutes or less. And once it's done sitting, I would brush it off. And I love doing the baking towards the end of the makeup routine because it highlights your face.
She called them white trash, rednecks, and that was one of the polite things that she said.
They go to the casinos on the Gulf Coast. They go out to dinner. But after time is when Sandy starts tiring of Lisa Jo, starts tiring of Roger, because they're not working.
Work isn't in Lisa Jo's vocabulary. So how's a jittery
And now that I'm done with the baking, I would apply just a little bit more of contour.
Roger pitches in a new scam. Cold cash for a dishonest day's work.
Roger and Lisa Jo asked Vernon to stage an automobile accident with their two vehicles.
The plan: dim the car, make a claim, and get the insurance companies to pay up. But instead of fixing the vehicles, they'll split the money. Vernon blesses the plan. The couples head out to find a secluded road.
And apply a little bit more blush.
Vernon never tells Sandy what's going on, and she's driving the truck.
I like to add a little bit more color.
Escalate their behavior. When Lisa comes up
Once I finish up with the contouring and blush, I like to darken my eyebrows because the highlighting and the powder made them look lighter. I always darken my eyebrows towards the end.
Roger wants to know what's in the safe. Vernon shrugs his shoulders and doesn't tell. Roger then says, I want the combination. Vernon says, you're kidding.
Roger's not kidding. Not kidding at all. Vernon sticks to his guns, refusing to give up the numbers. So Lisa Joe raises the stakes. Vernon Hewitt and Sandy Barton are living a horrible nightmare. Vernon's cousin Roger Gillett and his girlfriend Lisa Joe Chamberlain are demanding.
Now I'm going to apply my eyelashes. I always put them on the side while the glue is slowly drying on them, because if you put the glue on and put your eyelashes on right away or let it dry for at least 2 seconds, your eyelashes are going to slip and slide around on your eyelid, and you're going to have a hard time getting them to stick and to be in place. So I put the glue on in advance, put it to the side, let it dry for at least a minute to 30 seconds, maybe even longer, depends how much glue I use. And then once I know they're dry, I apply them on, and you can get them to stick in place right away without having them to slip and slide. So yes, I always set my eyelashes to the side and let them dry before I apply them on. So this way they stick right on.
There's small cuts on his neck, small knife marks in his body, torturing him, trying to make Vernon talk about the safe.
When Vernon refuses, Roger comes. Lisa Joe and Roger take it slow. At first,
He started moving close from her to embarrass her, to see if they can get her to talk even quicker.
Sandy is scared for her.
So now I am going to highlight my face. I like to do the inner corner of my eyes, the tip of my nose, and the bridge of my nose. And of course, right above my eyebrow, and my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, and my chin.
Partly because of her own paranoia, and she perceived it as a sexual arousal between Sandy and Roger. She couldn't tolerate this. She had to insert herself and stop what Roger was doing with Sandy and focus his attention on her. She needed to be the sexual one to arouse Roger.
Lisa needed reinforcement that she was the best lady in the house. When she saw Roger's enjoyment, I think this unnerved Lisa. I think Lisa was worried that, well, maybe I'm not as good as he keeps telling me I am. While Vernon is still in the chair, while Sandy is still tied up like a hog, she says, I want to have sex. They get down on the floor, get naked, and have sex.
Now I'm going to apply some matte lipstick. I like to just put it on the top of my lip and then rub my lips together. I do not like to apply too much. I put on just enough to make my lips tinted or colored. I do not use too much of the lipstick.
This would suggest that she has a very perverse sense of reality, but also that she was very cut off from her emotions, and that it required this heightened sense of drama and violence.
Roger turns his attention to the. Inside, he finds nothing but disappointment.
And there you have it, the black eyeshadow smoky look. Now last and final, I am going to put on my setting spray. And I am done.
The only thing worth taking,
It looks good. Love the way it turned out.
they grab it and go.